Once upon a time, in a quaint little village nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, there lived a small grey mouse named Marvin. Marvin was known throughout the village for his insatiable love for cheese. He couldn't resist the savoury aroma and creamy texture of the dairy delight. One sunny morning, as Marvin scurried along the cobblestone paths of the village, his nose caught a whiff of something irresistible. Following the scent, he came upon a bustling market square where vendors were displaying their wares. And there, gleaming in the sunlight, was the most magnificent wheel of cheese Marvin had ever laid eyes on. The cheese was displayed on a table at the center of the market, surrounded by various fruits, vegetables, and baked goods. Marvin's heart raced with excitement as he plotted a way to get his tiny paws on a piece of that delicious cheese. But there was a problem. The cheese was being guarded by a large, intimidating cat named Whiskers, who belonged to the cheese vendor. Marvin knew he had to be clever if he wanted to outsmart Whiskers and claim his prize. He spent the entire day observing the cat's movements, studying every twitch of its whiskers and every flick of its tail. Finally, as dusk fell and the market began to quiet down, Marvin saw his opportunity. With lightning speed, Marvin darted across the square, weaving between the legs of the vendors and ducking under crates and barrels. He reached the table where the cheese sat, just as Whiskers dozed off in the warm glow of the setting sun. With trembling hands, or rather, trembling paws, Marvin grabbed a small piece of cheese and made a break for it. But just as he reached the edge of the table, disaster struck. He stumbled over a stray apple core and tumbled to the ground, sending the cheese rolling across the cobblestones. Marvin's heart sank as he watched the cheese come to a stop, just out of reach. But then, to his surprise, he heard a soft voice behind him. It was Whiskers, the cat. "Looks like you could use a hand, little mouse," Whiskers said, a twinkle in his eye. Marvin hesitated, unsure if he could trust the cat. But then he saw the genuine kindness in Whiskers' gaze, and he knew he had found an unexpected ally. Together, Marvin and Whiskers worked to retrieve the cheese, using their combined strength and agility to overcome every obstacle in their path. And in the end, they succeeded. Marvin held the cheese triumphantly in his paws, while Whiskers looked on with a proud smile. From that day on, Marvin and Whiskers became the unlikeliest of friends, sharing many more adventures together in the village. And as for the cheese, well, let's just say it never tasted quite as good as it did on that unforgettable day in the market square.